Okay, well, now you know that I've started a new job. For those of you in here, how many actually watch Monday Night Football? All right, All right, I've been doing this as I go around the country. How many actually like Dan Dierdorf? Okay. How many like Al Michaels? My sentiment is exactly, they all suck and I should just do it by myself. But actually, I got to tell you something. Dan Dierdorf and I get along great. It sounds a little difficult. I'm sure that for the last 11 years you've heard a certain type of atmosphere come out of that booth, and then all of a sudden they throw me in there, and it's totally different. And basically, as Pete alluded to me tonight, he thought the best comment that I made all season long was the fact that Dan and I were arguing, and I said, well, how the hell would you know? You spent 14 years in your career with your head down, so how do you know exactly what the hell you're talking about? So basically I took my shots too, so that's what rookies do. But interestingly enough, the greatest thing about Monday Night Football, and I brought a little bit of a video with me so you can get a chance to see what the behind-the-scenes aspect of Monday Night Football is about. It is unbelievable. And to me, it was a new team. I joined a new team, just much like a lot of you now are starting to join, a new team here tonight. And I wanted to give you a perspective of what Monday Night Football was and what it's like for me. And then I can talk to you a little bit about my experiences about joining a new team and how I kind of correlated my NFL career into a Monday night career. And I think we have the video, and it's only... But I will say this, that Monday Night Football is a terrific team to be on. And it was a new team for me. And really, when you think about my career, I spent it with 3 different teams. I was with the Bengals, the Jets, and the Cardinals. Many in the NFL would consider that the Bermuda Triangle, especially when I played. The Cardinals and the Jets both made the playoffs this year, and I wasn't on the teams. So I wonder what that tells you about me. But I did happen to go to the Super Bowl back in 1988, and an interesting story from the Super Bowl was the year before our team went on strike, and it was a very hostile strike for the NFL, much kind of like the NBA lockout was. Even though it was a lockout and not a strike, still some players took issue with what the unions were trying to do and everything. But somehow we found the way as a team in 1988 to bounce back from a 4-11 season in 1987. And it was really the magic of teamwork. And an interesting story about that 1988 Super Bowl was the fact that, you know how after every Super Bowl there's a guy that says he's going to go to the Super Bowl, he's going to go to the Disney World after they win the game, Well, Disney actually comes around and they interview players and they try to find the player that they think best represents what their theme parks have to offer, and they want to go out there and they want to try to pit teammate against teammate to see who will go lower for the amount of money to be a part of that commercial. Well, basically I sold my soul and I said, oh, I'll do it for $1, whatever. But I said I would be the representative for the Bengals, and I would love to do that, and I think that would be a great thing because I honestly think nobody gives us a chance to win in this game. And if we do it, nobody's going to have a bigger smile on their face than I would. So certainly if you remember that game, the San Francisco 49ers won, and I didn't get a chance to do the commercial. But I thought I'd tell you about an interesting story, what happened in the last 2 minutes of that game. In the last 2 minutes of that game, Joe Montana methodically moved his team down the field, hitting Jerry Rice, John Taylor, Roger Craig, Tom Rathman. They were running all over the place. And within the last 30 seconds, they ended up hitting John Taylor for a touchdown, and we went on to lose. But the final 2 minutes felt like an eternity for me, and the reason being is because I'm on the sideline now. We had just scored a field goal to go ahead, and I'm all excited. I'm all pumped up, and I get a tap on my shoulder, and this is 500 million people watching this game. The game is sold out in Joe Robbie Stadium, which it will be like in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And there's a producer taps me on the shoulder, says, Boomer, are you ready to do your commercial? I says, yeah, I'm ready. I'm going to Disney World. I'm thinking, there's 3 minutes to go in the game. We kick it off to the San Francisco 49ers as he's asking me if I'm ready to do it. Their guy catches the ball, runs out of the ball, and runs out of bounds at the 8-yard line. So they have 92 yards to go, and they have to score a touchdown to beat us. A field goal doesn't help because we're up by 4 points. I'm thinking this is a gimme. So, and our defense has been playing all great all day. So the producer says, you ready? I said, I'm ready. So it's the producer, there's a director, there's a mic hand holder guy, there's a guy that has headsets on to listen to my voice, there's a cameraman, there's all kinds of makeup people around. I mean, there's like 10 people standing on our sideline waiting for me to do this commercial. I'm going to Disney World. So as Joe Montana methodically moves his team down the field, I'm whispering to himself, I'm going to Disney World. I'm going to Disney World. And the guy keeps asking me, do you have your lines? I'm going, I have my lines. I'm going to Disney World, and I'm going to Disney World. I promise you I'm going to Disney World. So with about 35 seconds to go, he hits John Taylor for a touchdown. And with that, I put my head in my hands and I go, I guess I ain't going to Disney World. But that's not the half of it. The embarrassing part, and I share this with you, and I ask you, don't tell anybody this, okay? I stand there, and what happens is, before I can get out of my mouth to the guy that's standing next to me, I guess I'm not going to Disney World, they're running across the field trying to get to Joe Montana. I guess he's going to Disney World. But, you know, it just tells you a little bit about Disney, that they didn't even say goodbye to me. Nobody said condolences, we're sorry, or anything. They just ran right across the field, and I just felt like that big. But it was a great experience, and the experience was great because we accomplished something with our football team. And the year before, we were kind of separated because of all the labor issues, but somehow, some way, we found the will to become a team. And that team went on to at least make it to the Super Bowl, and many people to this day still think it is the best Super Bowl that has ever been played, and I was proud to play in it. But more importantly, tonight, we're